Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Xbox the Box, an Xbox podcast. My name is Potato Chief, and I had to redo this intro because the intro was corrupted and it was like echoing, so it was just like going hello, 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 like that. It was really weird, broken. Don't know why that happened. So I'm just redo the intro. We're gonna pick up where we left off. This is for we're gonna be mid sentence of what we've been playing, and cut.
But then even after I'd done with Paladins and Halo Infinite, I was like, I want to try out like 2 Point Campus or stuff like that. But I just think like I can really be burnt out, and I don't really want to be playing games all the time. Also, it's going to get worse because cost of living is like increasing. My energy bills went up by about 50%.
Yes.
And then it's just going to be like a really hard winter. So one of my friends suggested that I should be sewing more, so I can like free up some energy. But I'll just be like trying to do other things like writing a book, for instance.
Fair enough. I mean, my way of saving money is just to basically stick to Game Pass and not buy anything like buy any full price games. That's like my way of saving money, and then also try to keep my points up on the Xbox reward so I can get it for free for another 3 months. Just keep getting a free Game Pass. That's my idea of saving money.
Yeah, because I've been using Microsoft Rewards and a gold trip, and so far my gold, my ultimate status, because you convert gold into ultimate, I've been like stacking up on the Mountain Monster with it, and it looks like as if it's gonna last until like the middle of October.
Nice.
Or could be longer, I'm not sure, I haven't really checked. But then, it's just free Game Pass for a few months. Plus, it's interesting you say that for Game Pass. Like, I'm really tempted to try out some of the games on the Switch. Like, one of my nephews has got, like, Pokemon Arceus, as he completed it. Plus, he's got, like, lots of Zelda games, which is cool. Yeah. But I just couldn't really bring myself to cough out, like, 40 quid on any of these games.
The price is
and I just think, if I'm not playing, just not going to be playing so much on my Switch, so why go for it? What's more, it's just like, I was going to get Nintendo Switch Online and thought I was going to pay for the year so I can play some Smash Tournament. But I thought, I would really shoot myself in the foot if I went for like 17 quid. Yeah. So I just like went for a month of Switch Online and see how it goes. Because I already like spent a lot this month. But then, ironically, I spent 21 quid on a season pass, and that's because the Paladins, some of the items are on sale. But I'm just really hesitant to like spend more, and I would really want to save money because the next few months is going to be like absolutely bad. I mean, I'm sure you will be preparing for such a winter, though. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe we should do an episode about money saving or being money conscious. I think that might be something we could do in the future. As like Nintendo has I like to call the Nintendo tax, and Sony is trying to copy Nintendo in this. Whereas like if you was like, I want to buy a Pokemon game, I'll wait for it to go down in price. It never goes down in price. Like Nintendo games stay at a high price literally the entire history. Like, if you want to buy a Nintendo game, you might as well buy it now because it's not going down in price. And Sony are trying to do that. It's not they don't seem to stick to it as much as Nintendo do. But that's their goal now, is to try and keep everything at 70, which I'm never paying 70 quid for a game. I refuse. Also, if I keep getting distracted and looking down, it's because my dog's next to me and she's just laying on my lap, so she's distracting me. So I've been playing Prey. Not the Predator movie that's just come on Disney Plus. Prey, the arcade game. Look. Arcane is in the developer Arcane, who works at Bethesda.
Oh, Arcane. Yeah. Okay, because you also have to bear in mind there's also a 2006 Prey game that's released by 3D Realms.
Yes, I remember that one.
That's until it's like been. That's before they can make an entirely new franchise with the name Prey on. And there's like a film called Prey, and they're just like, oh, come on, stop.
I wish that people...
I know it's like opposite of Predator, but come on.
I know. It's very confusing. Like, like when we talk about Open Night Live later on, there's a new game called The Lords of the Fallen, and there was a game that came out called Lords of the Fallen. So it's the that makes it different, I guess. I don't know. So I just wish they would just keep rebooting names.
It's the
or like Saints Row. They've just rebooted Saints Row. I hate reboots. It's so annoying. But yeah, I've been playing the Arcane Prey because basically I'm looking forward to Redfall, and also we should be getting Deathloop any minute now. Like any day now, we should be getting Deathloop on the Xbox. So I'm kind of in an arcade mood. So as soon as we get Deathloop, that's gonna be great. And then also Redfall is 2023. Looking forward to that as well. So I was in an arcade mood, and I thought, why not? Have you played Prey? The
2006 one, yes.
Not the reboot.
The latest one, no.
It's very BioShock, which is not a bad thing, is it? Let's be fair.
Oh wow, that's good because I enjoyed the original BioShock.
Oh yeah, it's very BioShock. It's like spoilers for like the first 10 minutes of the game, I suppose. It's like you're in an apartment, and then suddenly you're like literally something happens, and then suddenly you're in the space station in space, which is very similar to like what's it called?
Assassin's Creed.
No, that was BioShock. What's the name of the underwater city?
Rapture.
Yeah, it's like Rapture, but it's a spaceship instead. It's a giant open world, like a giant city in the space, basically, and you're just randomly there.
Yeah, because
it's fun though.
Now you mention that, yeah, it's just like has a similar theme to the 2006 Prey because it involves like you go to the bar and just like trying to get through and enjoy life, and then you had to be told about traditions.
Yeah,
and then you'll be like, oh, something that aliens abducted us, and now we own a spaceship.
Yeah, I remember that.
But I don't know, because the 2006 Prey is just like so awesome and it's really fantastical. And then it's just like the really coolest thing is that it's something that predates Portals, that you have like portals that gives you a window of like what's at the other side, and you just go through it. And I just thought, yeah, that technology is so awesome. But I don't know if the latest one's got any of that sort.
I mean, I haven't got that far into it yet. There's stuff like that, but it's not the same game. It's not the same series at all. Like, yeah, it's the one you played. I think you're Native American in that as well, aren't you? And it's like, it reminds me a lot of Doom 3 because like it was on the original Xbox, I think, right? But the new Prey is cool. It's like you got, as I said, it's very BioShock. You got like a wrench as your only weapon to start with, and all the bad guys are called, I think they're called mimics, and they're like this black goo that runs around, and then it can change into items. So you could like be picking up a piece of paper to read the note, and it's actually a bad guy like pops out. It's like so it's just like they hide in like in plain objects. So if there's a new object just randomly appeared somewhere you've been before, you're like, oh, that's probably a bad guy then. And it's quite scary, quite tough as well. But I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, as I say, it reminds me a lot of playing the original BioShock, which is not a bad thing because the original BioShock is a classic. Yeah, like you got like a guy telling you what to do, and you got like hidden stuff, and everything's just like slightly off. It's good though. As I said, you're like in an abandoned spaceship. There's like a city basically. It's cool though. Definitely worth recommend playing. I haven't got far into it yet, so I can't really say it's like, I can't really recommend it too high. But for what I've played, I've enjoyed it so far. But that's all I really played this week is Prey. I was playing that last night while I was watching Opening Night Live, so do multitasking.
Yeah, interesting that you somehow like played something else to Elden Ring for once.
Yeah.
But was it on Xbox or is it on Switch?
On Xbox, it's Gamepass, Prey. Yeah, it's an Xbox game. Xbox now owns it because they own Bethesda, so maybe expect a Prey 2 at some point, which might be pretty sweet. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, they announced Prey 2, and then, as far as I know, that one is like cancelled, and then you got like Arcane's Prey.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're referring to the sequel to that, not the 2006 one.
No, yeah, I'm saying they might make another one of this one, of the reboot at some point. Who knows? So, should we get into the news?
Yep.
So, big news since the last episode came out. Death Stranding is now on Game Pass. What a weird move.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah, on PC.
Wow.
So, a game that was originally a PlayStation exclusive is now on PC Game Pass. I mean, we had this before with MLB The Show, which was like a baseball game, but this is a whole other level, right? This is Kojima. Yeah, I already own this on PS5. I got this director's cut with my PS5. I should have just waited and got it on PC, but there you go. It's just my luck, that is.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome because they also got the Midnight Fight Express on that day as well. So it's just pretty good.
But it's just the fact that Kojima's placed it, because I think this was even produced by. So the one that's on the PlayStation was Death Stranding was produced by PlayStation to go on PlayStation, but then it was ported by someone else to the PC, I think, and that's the version we're getting on Xbox, which is weird. It is weird that we're getting a PlayStation exclusive onto Game Pass. Is a weird thing. What a world we live in. Have you played Death Stranding?
Nope.
No, it's alright.
For a PlayStation exclusive, no. I don't even own the PlayStation to play it with. So
That's fair.
no
Well, you
point.
can now play it on PC.
And my PC isn't
Mine's
that
not
powerful
either.
enough for that.
If I had my Steam Deck, which is what I was going to buy, I was chickened out and didn't get one in the end. But yeah, the PS We Trust guys, the PlayStation podcast, their favourite game ever is like Death Stranding. They talk about how much they love that game. But pretty much every time I'm on there, they talk about how much they love it. So it's interesting.
Well, that's a good job. They not mentioning about The Last of Us.
Yeah. Well, whenever they mention The Last of Us, I go off on a rant, so they know not to do that around me. Boo! Boo, Last of Us. So the other big news this week was the Activision deal has been approved. Yay! In Saudi Arabia.
Oh, brilliant! So that means, but how soon did they approve that deal? Because I didn't notice.
It's Saudi. It's already in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian people have approved it. I don't understand how this works, right? So they got to get it approved by America, Europe, Saudi, whatever. What happens if just like one random country goes, "Nah, we don't approve it"? Like, well, I don't know. What happens then? Do they just not have Activision games in that country? I don't understand how that works. So Saudi Arabia's approved it. America, they're on the last leg of it now, I think, and in Europe they're still going through all the loopholes. But I'm like, yeah, what if Japan goes, "Now we don't approve this"? What happens then? Does that mean that Activision's just not a thing in Japan? I don't know how that works. Like, if it's approved in all other countries.
Well, actually, if you think about it, Activision's filled with a lot of Western releases.
Yeah.
So I don't think it is particularly familiar with Japan.
Yeah, true.
So I think the chances are they will just pretty much give it a thumbs up willy-nilly because I don't know. I'm not really speaking for them, but it's just like I know that Call of Duty's kind of popular in Japan, and there's a few other games too, but I don't know if Japan is that as interested about that as their own franchises like Atlas and stuff like that.
That's true. If this was Sega, we might be having a different conversation. But yeah, it's with the Activision deal, as we've discussed in the last 2 or 3 episodes, Sony seems to be the only one who seems to be against this deal. Everyone else is just like, yeah, that's fine. Like every other company's like, yeah, that's fine, but Sony's like, oh, it'll ruin our business and Call of Duty is gonna kill us and all this stuff. I'm like, okay. So the fact that
they have a tail between their legs.
Yeah,
really.
so the fact that it's been approved by Saudi Arabia is a good thing, I suppose. That means that we're one step closer to this thing being done. I just want to get it done. They said it might be done before the end of the year, which would be fantastic, because I would just like to have some more more games on Game Pass, I could save some money, get some Call of Duty games without having to pay for it. I would love that. Yeah, it's just
I think another benefit of that is it just means Microsoft has ownership of Battle.net. So maybe this one will be used to run Xbox Game Pass, because I find this to be a more reliable front end compared to Microsoft's own client.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like if you have access to Battle.net, I think you might be able to use it on the Mac too, but I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, I don't think you can get it working on Linux. But I think either way, if they get an Activision deal and like take advantage of Battle.net's interface, then this will be a huge boon for like all the Windows users who use Game Pass.
Yeah, I never even thought of that. That's a good point. Yeah, a one-man game, World of Warcraft on console. That'll be interesting. I don't know. There's a lot of little things that can happen.
Well, the World of Warcraft has already got a very complicated interface.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's just like made for mouse and keyboard, and you click on the screen.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that being controlled by the controller unless someone's got it working. Do they?
I think they did say that they had a working prototype of that for years and years ago, but they obviously haven't done it yet. But that'd be something. Oh yeah. So I mean, I'm hoping this Activision deal's done soon, but they're gonna keep dragging their feet. Sony's gonna keep trying to slow it down, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, as I said, Saudis approved it, so that's one step done. One of the countries has approved it, so we're getting there slowly but surely. So that moves us on to our topic of the show. Woo!
Well, I do have another news,
okay.
because since the topic of the show is going to be Gamescom, I think I will be mentioning about the Game Pass.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So in a moment, this, I think in the next week or some sort, is a huge purge of a lot of good titles on Game Pass, which means, well, I know there's NBA games leaving Game Pass, but games including Hades, 12 Minutes, and What Remains of Edith Finch are going to be leaving Game Pass. 12 Minutes and Edith Finch are very easy games you can get 1,000 points on each.
I got both of
and
them.
Hades is an amazing game. Yeah.
I got the 1,000 points on both of those games,
But-
so I agree they are pretty easy. If you get a guide up, they're pretty straightforward to do. Yeah.
Well, how did you get on with Hades?
I beat Hades, but I didn't get the 1,000 game score. I've beaten the main story, and then obviously they want you to keep. Once you, I don't want to spoil it, obviously, but once you beat the main boss, the game's still not over. They still want you to keep going back, play it over and over and over again. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I've beaten the main boss now. I don't need to do it. I don't need to replay it another 20 times. So I'm.
I got like over like 900 points, and I still have to get to the actual ending of the story. But then you just have to keep repeating the game and just like keep doing objectives, and it's just it becomes into a huge grind.
Yeah,
I think to me it's just like I got it on. Yeah, I just got it on the Nintendo Switch anyway, so I can keep on playing it. The only difference is that I got it so far on Xbox that I had to go through things again on the Switch version.
Yeah, I mean,
but then again, I just think like, well, now you mention it, I just really gonna miss the world building and the theming stuff. So I think I might probably give it a final visit to the Xbox before I can like delete it from Xbox. And then if I want to play more Hades, it's on the Nintendo Switch. So
I'm the same as you, actually. I bought it on the Nintendo Switch before I came to Game Pass, so I still have access to it on the Switch. So if I do want to play it, I can go back and play it on the Switch. So that is a good point. I didn't think of that. It is a really... If you haven't played Hades, I would recommend playing it. It's a lot of fun. It's like Diablo, but it's also roguelike, so you just repeat the same things over and over again, but which sounds boring, but it actually is really clever, really well done. I enjoyed it. I think I've had my fill.
Yeah,
though.
I think
I've had my fill, so if I do ever feel like playing it, I got a Switch version anyway, but at this moment in time, I'm like, I'm good. I've had my fill.
Well, it's interesting to know that Hades has only been on Game Pass for a year, so it's just like retiring out of the Game Pass. But 12 Minutes, it has only been out for like a few months, and I was like, because I think I know there's like many titles that left the Game Pass, like I think it's Near Replicant,
Yeah.
the Chris Tales, and even there's Lumines, which is the musical puzzle game, which been on Game Pass since early this year, and then it's just left the Game Pass already. So it's just like, it just seems as if we can't even catch a break. Like, we get the games, but it just almost seems as if it's not worth like playing it for the few minutes just to check it out and then leave it until it's going to be leaving. So you'll be choosing to either rush for it for the last minute to get it complete, like I did with Near Replicant, or you just like, forget it. It's just only got a few achievements on it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it's good that we got lots of new games coming up, but obviously, they do retire stuff as well. There is a cycle of stuff going in and out of Game Pass, but then some stuff does come back, so you never know. It might come back at some point. 12 minutes. You can complete that in like 3 hours anyway. It's not that hard, but it wasn't as good as everyone thought it was going to be. I had high hopes for that game, but yeah, didn't turn out as good.
plus the voice acting is like really good.
It's not as good as I was hoping it would be, to be honest. I did enjoy it for what it was, but the story is weird, to be honest. When it gets the reveals and stuff later on, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, but anyway, I just think I was about to say something, but I think I've just forgot.
Sorry.
But anyway, it's just I forget it. I was going to say something else in regards to the Game Pass, but then I think with a lot of the games coming up, that's right. Because I don't know if Netflix has got rid of as many films as what Xbox did, but I think they're just beginning to see Game Pass. It's just like your local video rental store. Like, whichever titles to put over there, some of it will have to be gotten rid of in order to make room for more VHS tapes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they get rid of that. I mean, they get rid of a couple of things this month, but they don't really get rid of much, to be honest. And then, like, there is a lot of games that are going to be on there forever. Like, I would imagine we're never going to get rid of Halo Master Chief Collection or any of those type, like anything that's owned by Xbox. It just might be stuff that a third party and maybe just they had only paid for like a year's worth of Game Pass for. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there are some games that disappear, but I don't think it's that bad. I mean, you do have, obviously, I said the only one I feel you need to play is Hades on the list you just said. If you haven't played Hades, definitely try and give it a try. It's a lot of fun. But everything else you can skip, really. Edith Finch is like, I think Edith Finch has left before and has come back. So it's like, it's okay. But it's only literally, it takes like 2 hours to beat Edith Finch. And the same with 12 minutes. It's literally, it doesn't take 12 minutes to beat 12 minutes, but it's not far off. Yeah, I would say play Hades. But I don't think it's that bad. I know that it's annoying that some games get removed, but you know, there's lots to play. There's still lots on there. And they add. I feel like they add more than they remove.
Yeah. So I think there's another bit of news, and this time it's Halo related.
Ooh, Halo. Go ahead.
So, Halo Infinite has received a bunch of leaks, and it reveals some more content. They got a custom games browser. They also added some more content. Like you're gonna have some yapping rewards, which you can now preview in the armor customization. Like I think there was a citrus armor coating. I thought it was a bit jokey, or whether you look like a banana. But it's actually the similar kind of coating you saw in the promotions, and I thought, wow, that is so good on Mark 7. Then you just got lots of bits, like you got donkey ears on the helmet, and you've got those other bits in it. But then yapping is just happening in about 7th September, I imagine. So this should be exciting. But it also comes with there's some new vehicles. Top of which is that I don't know if you get a Warthog, but I don't think that's been shown apart from like the prototypes. But it's showing a completed model of a was it the Falcon?
All right.
I think of the Falcons you get in the Halo Reach, but you can actually pilot it, so you can like fly around and use a machine gun, so it's quite cool. But there's also like leaks of weapons that are like not so complete, because we saw like the carbine and the field rod cannon, but there's like reveals a bit more about like the double barrel shotgun or the submachine gun, quite similar to the saw, and there's like a plasma launcher or some sort like that. But the most exciting bits of those leaks are is a DMR.
Oh, I love
It's
DMR.
coming back.
Love it. Yes.
Yeah, the weapon is coming back, and it's already got a new model for it.
Nice.
It does not come with a scope. It's just like only like holographic. It's not holographic. It's more like iron sights.
Oh, right.
So it's more intended for the medium range combat. Not only that, it's just like it has a bit of an extra recoil when you fire the weapon. But it just got me really excited because I do miss a DMR, and a Commando is just like a discounted version of it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously BR, we got a BR still, so that's fine. But yeah, DMR would be pretty sweet. Yeah, my favorite gun.
It will be called. It will be called the Bandit Rifle when it's released.
Oh, okay.
And that's according to the leaked audio files.
Interesting.
So, but yeah, it's just got me excited for it. Also, what's also got me excited is there's some of the armor coatings are like really good. You got this like nice stylish pink armor that's got white bits on it, and it's called something meringue or some sort. I don't know, but it's certainly the pink one. Plus,
Nice.
you've got this storm orange or some sort like that, where it's got a mixture of white and orange things. Both of these armors like really bright, and I think there's some like other armors and other visors. It just looks really vibrant, and they just got me interested. But yeah, if you're not sure what you're looking for, keep an eye on the bottom left text, and it should show you like this is released in season -1, and that means it's a content that has yet to be released for the event or some sort.
All right. Okay.
So then there's also a couple more stances like Supermodel or Captain Stance and those sort of things. So I don't know. It's just it is definitely something to look forward to, and I don't know if some of these are rewards for completing the co-op campaign or getting the achievements. But I shall have to wait and see. We're still waiting on the co-op mode release,
The official one.
which is supposed to be expected on the end of August. But I think we've only got like 1 week, and then we have to see for that.
Hopefully it's soon. Hopefully the co-op soon. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully season 3 soon as well. I'm just looking forward to some more Halo stuff. I'm a level 90 on my season 2 season pass. I'm just taking my time, and I could max it whenever I want to, but I'm just taking my time, trying to spread it out over the couple of months, you know. So yeah, are we ready to go to topic of the show?
Yep.
Topic of the show. Gamescom Opening Night. Jeff Keighley has basically announced a load of games that we already knew about, most of them, but there was some cool stuff there, I guess. You said you didn't watch the full show. Did you see?
No.
Did you see Millie, the German co-host? No. She was there giving out awards and stuff, and it just gave me the biggest Eurovision feel like ever. It's just like, hello Germany, how are you today? We have awards. I'm like, okay, like we don't need this. Why are you here? It just felt very Eurovision to me. Like, if you ever watched Eurovision, it's just like Buzzer Hoffenegger, 10 points. It's like, okay, cool. It's just like, the UK 0 points. It's just like every time. It's just like I like Eurovision because it's cheesy.
I think they will have a judges panel for the awards, and then you have a public vote. So that's how you can get. Oh, there's a reward that's coming over for the PlayStation title that's so popular. Oh wait, people's vote decided it just comes over to the Switch title.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw that this week's sorry, this year's Eurovision.
Yes.
And it's like UK had almost won Eurovision based on the judges'
Yes,
vote,
we were in the
and then
lead.
it just got given to Ukraine.
We were in the lead for like the whole time, and then literally the last 10 minutes, Ukraine got like, it's like the panel vote. You get like a couple of hundred points. So we had like 200 points altogether, and then the public vote, they go, Ukraine, has 400 extra points. I'm like, what? How's that work? It's like, wow, that's not fair. But no, whatever. It's fine that Ukraine won it. It's good that Ukraine won it. But it's very political Eurovision. We're hosting it this year though, because there's the war going on in Ukraine. So interesting. But yeah, it's very cheesy and very tacky. That's what this mini woman was like on the. It was still fine, but just it felt very Eurovision-esque. They had an award for the game the PlayStation's most looking forward to, and it said Lives of P, even though that's coming on Game Pass. So why would that be the most look forward to PlayStation game? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And the most look forward to Xbox game was what's it called? I had it written down. Last Days of Benedict Fox, which was at the Xbox conference. So okay, cool. Wicked. Why did we need awards? There was awards in the middle of this random show about games announcements. It's very weird. Yeah, but yeah. So and then they also had like a Bulbasaur Mini Cooper, like a car that they showed off, a car that looked like Bulbasaur from Pokemon. So there was stuff in there that wasn't even game related, but yeah, majority of it was games though. So you did watch some trailers, you said, right?
Yeah,
so I've got my top three.
I've seen. Yeah, I just only went through the few trailers. The ones that stood out for me is the Sonic Frontiers. Is the story mode. It's like
It looks weird.
I mean, granted, I'm not really that interested in the game, but they seem to be gotten so better with the trailers. Like instead of showing snippets of gameplay in the beta form, you got a Japanese commercial that's shows Sonic and just going through some interesting gameplay. But now it's just you got a story trailer, and now you have Sonic going through different environments, and you have a human character as well, which is to Sonic proportions, and that's just it's good. But yeah, it just really stuck out like a sore thumb. It's just did stuck out the most compared to the other trailers. But I think it's just I was so knackered that I ended up watching some random videos on YouTube.
The Sonic trailer made me laugh because she goes, Sonic, you can't run forever. And I'm in my head you're a kid, I can run forever, I'm gonna go fast. It's like saying Sonic can't run forever is the most, no. Of course he can, he's Sonic. That's all he does is run. Gotta go fast. Look.
Do you reckon it would have a custom soundtrack?
I do know, maybe. Probably. I hope it has some Sonic
because I
songs
think you
on
can
it.
get... Because you can put a Benny Hill theme during the whole game.
Oh, that'd be funny. But I still I love some Sonic music. That's the best thing about Sonic, because it has the cheesiest music ever. Running around at the speed of sound. You've no place to run. Run on the rainbow. That kind of stuff. It's just super cheesy. I just love it.
Have you seen Snapcube's Shadow fan dub?
No, I haven't. I'll have to look into that.
Hey, Shadow.
I love some of the stuff they show.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, Sonic looked
because
funny.
there's a really nice cover of I Am All of Me and stuff like that. It's quite nicely done by Snapcube. And there's another which is a rap thing.
Oh.
It's got Chase's own Black Doom doing a rap, and it's just quite good. You should definitely watch Shadow Panda
I
if you
definitely
can.
will.
That's
No, you said that. I love
because
Sonic
it's
music.
taken it
It's so cheesy and little.
because it took over the internet far more better than the Sonic Frontiers. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about Sonic Frontiers. Apparently, it comes out the day before God of War Ragnarok. It's like, what are you doing, Sega? You're crazy. You're crazy, Sega.
Bing Bong, Bing Bong, Potato Chief. Don't forget there's another trailer that we should definitely be talking more about compared to the long list of games out there.
Yeah, go on. What trailer was that?
Sony DualShock Edge.
I mean, we're an Xbox podcast. I was not going to make it, but they've copied.
But this one is.
They're copying us.
Yeah, they just literally.
Yay.
Yeah, they just copied the Elite controller, and this one looks a bit samey, except you've got like extra bells and whistles on it, and it's just like, okay. And then it's like people are excited for the controller when obviously this is quite literally their take on the Xbox wireless controller. Sorry, the Elite controller. So it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, the Edge. I wasn't really going to mention it, but yeah, the PlayStation Edge. Basically, Xbox has had the Elite controller for like what, 3 generations now, and it's just like, oh, I guess we could do that. Sony just finally giving in and just copying it now. It took them long enough, but good for Sony. Good for PlayStation fans who are finally going to be able to play games with back panels. It's like, you know, catch up. We're ahead of you. We're in the future. We're cool.
Well, I mean, the DualSense literally copied some aspects of the Xbox controller.
Oh yeah, I mean, like the Xbox 360 controller was like the perfect controller, and Xbox has just literally just slightly changed it every generation. Whereas PlayStation is like, you look at the DualSense, the one for the PS2, it's completely changed shape and everything, and that is, every generation looks more and more like an Xbox controller. And I'm gonna because the Xbox controller, they nailed it, so why wouldn't they? The only thing that
just imagine we got a boomerang controller. We almost got that, and then they just took a DualShock 2 design and just added a few changes to it, like triggers.
Oh man, I hate the boomerang. The boomerang was so bad. Yeah, but yeah, I think I forgot about off-center sticks. I think that's still going to be a thing. That's always going to be the main differentiator between the two. Xbox will always have the sticks in a different, like, the one stick higher up than the other, and then PlayStation will always have them level. I think that's literally the only thing that's ever going to keep them apart. Apart from that, they're going to pretty much be the same in like another generation or so.
Well, speaking of which, I'm still waiting on Microsoft to see how they get on with my controller replacement, because I think it's coming up to about 2 weeks since I sent the package of my the Design Labs controller, which is not functioning, and I sent it on post. And so far, like, I got the customer services like 3 times in one day. Like, first time, just got in like a long phone call and just like asked for the status of my repair order.
Yeah.
Been on hold, then it hung up.
Ugh.
I phoned again, then it's like same thing. Got called sir a few times. I'm like, okay, I just don't feel comfortable about that because I'm a non-binary trans girl, and I don't. And then it's just like, oh, I'll just put you on hold. Hung up. They phoned me back and asked me to keep holding, and then hung up again. It's just that. Then I just phoned one more time. It's just like I couldn't get through to the agent, waited, and then I hung up. Then I just did this whole same thing, and it's just like, we reached the max amount of callbacks for today, so do it on next business day. It's like, well, thank you very much. Then on Monday next week, it's just like, I was going to do that, but then I just procrastinated so much that I ended up going to the barbecue. Next day, baked a cake, and I have no time for doing more stuff in my life. But I certainly have enough time to draw an emote based in Ruby Salem. You know this like POG, P-O-G emote? Yeah. I drew it in like Salem's image.
Ah, okay. Pog emo. That's like shock face, right? Like, yeah.
I can say it to you now. Just Bear with me. I know this is just not so professional, but I'm sure it just popped up in the video too. I mean, you can do that, right?
I suppose so. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I'll change your profile picture to that for now. Yes. So, so we kind of have a little bit off topic anyway. So, yeah, Gamescom. Did you... So, why... I mean, there was a new Higher Life trailer, which I thought was really funny. It's more of the same, though. I mean, my 3 games were Higher Life, Lords of the Lords of the Fallen, which had a really cool trailer, but it's just Dark Souls in there. And then, like...
How about you pronounce this as the Lords of Fallen? Gosh, I just keep referring as Fee, but the...
And then Lies of P, which looks interesting. I thought that looks like a really cool game. It's like dark...
You sure? I was yeah.
It's like...
Sorry.
It's like Dark Pinocchio, the Bloodborne inspired. It's weird. It's like Bloodborne / Pinocchio. It's weird. Yeah, it's a strange one. It's like the plot is like Pinocchio, but it looks like a Dark Souls / Bloodborne type game, and it's gonna be coming to Game Pass. It looks really cool, but it's a weird concept and a weird name, but it looks badass. I'm worried it's gonna come out,
it's coming on Game Pass too.
Yeah, exactly. I'm worried it's going to be like a 4 out of 10. It's going to be bad. I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about. But if it's good, it's going to be awesome. I'm really intrigued to see more about this game. That's the game I'm most looking forward to for this entire press conference was Lies of P. I think it looks interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely looks cool.
Well, I think it's been talked about in the communities around me, and they seem to be quite excited about the game. So I think once I find some extra time, because I need to head to the birthday party and then I get back, but hopefully I got enough time to like see Liza P and see how it goes. Because I have not heard of this game before Gamescom.
I heard about it about a week ago before Gamescom, and I was like, "Oh, this looks fun." And then they showed an extra trailer at Gamescom, and it looks even better than I thought it would. It's like, it looks really pretty. It looks like a really good looking like Dark Souls Bloodborne type game. But obviously, does the gameplay hold up? Is it going to be like 3 frames per second or whatever? That's what I'm worried about. It's like, it could be buggy mess and it could be awful, but hopefully it's going to be good. Fingers crossed. It's like it's a small team making it. It looks cool. It looks really cool. So I'm excited to try it out. Also,
well, I think the one thing we should be expecting though is we could be seeing a written performance from it.
Yeah, it took me a second. Lots of puppetry and stuff. And do you use your nose as a weapon? That's the question. It's gonna be interesting.
Well, I'm sure there are strings attached to it.
So, I mean, one of the biggest news stories coming from Gamescom was Kojima's got his own podcast now. Like, what? Random. Brain Structure.
That's cool.
So if you want to hear what Hideo Kojima has to say, I mean, we don't speak Japanese, so I don't know how that's going to work. Is they going to have an English version of the podcast as well? Like they translate it, or are we going to just learn Japanese? I don't know. Interesting.
Sadly, I'm not that fluent with Japanese yet.
No, neither am I.
So therefore, I'm not going to be able to enjoy the podcast. But then it could be on YouTube with subtitles, but I'm not sure. But then again, there's also another thing where I think it's Sakurai from the Sakurai. Sakurai from like Super Smash Brothers. He opens his YouTube channel and like discusses about things. And I'm like, I haven't got a gist of what it's about. Do you know?
No, I haven't really. I'm just looking at what other games were announced. There wasn't much. Callisto Protocol was shown again. Looks cool. Looks bloody. Looks like violent. New Tales from the Borderlands looks weird. Story trailer. They ended on Dead Island 2, which was like their big like finally this is the final thing. Like, No one cares about Dead Island 2. I'm sorry. There's like Lenny Kravitz kind of.
Me neither.
There's like a guy who looked like Lenny Kravitz just go around beating people up. That was literally the whole trailer. It's like it wasn't that impressive. Yeah, I would like to try Dying Light 2 because that's supposed to be quite good, but it's still like 70 quid. So I'm waiting for it to go down in price. Yeah, interesting. Zombies. It's Dead Island, but you're not on an island. You're in California. I don't know how that works. So yeah, the trailer was
Yeah.
The trailer was kind of funny, but it wasn't like mind blowing or anything. As I said, you look like a guy like who looks like Lenny Kravitz. You go around shopping and then beating up zombies while you're going like to the shops or you're watching telly and stuff. Yeah, interesting.
I had to look for the list you've made.
Yeah.
So I just gone through, and it's like, there's Moving Out 2, a sequel. Is it where you like pack up stuff from the house and move?
Yeah, that's it. It's a sequel to Moving Out 1.
So, and yeah, there's like Get Packed, and I think it's just somehow got beaten in competition by the looks of it.
Yeah.
But it's a game that I hope to like get through more because it's a Valve Launchpad game, which is I got a second Masters in.
Yeah.
So, but at the moment, it just seems Moving Out is just like still getting popular. Hogwarts Legacy, not interested.
Nope, same. I'm not got any interest in it. They had a trailer about forbidden spells. That was like the whole trailer. I was like, okay, I don't care. Everywhere was weird. I don't know if you saw that. It was like.
Yeah, that's a trailer I saw for it.
Weird.
But I was thinking, like, is this meant to be like GTA 6?
It's weird. It's like the metaverse, I guess. It's like you can play in any type of game. It reminded me of like PlayStation Home, but you got racing in there and stuff as well. Weird.
Yeah.
Not first on.
You brought up PlayStation Home, and I'm like,
Second Life.
I don't know how that turned out to be.
Second Life maybe as well. That was another game that was like that. Second Life, but then Second Life was a weird game. Just basically everyone just ended up just having sex with each other in that game. That's all they ever did. So
What? They can do
in
that?
Second Life, yeah, that
Oh
was
my
the game because it's supposed to be a simulation of like a metaverse, like a world where you could be anyone you want to be and just be whoever you want. And then everyone ever used to do it, just have sex. I was like, the game, it just evolved into that, basically. Overnight.
That will no doubt happen in like everywhere anyway. I mean, all it takes is some hot coffee. But I wonder if it'll be repeating the controversy involving like a lorry type of thing. I don't want to go into specific details, but this one has caused a lot of controversy.
So, I don't really know what everywhere is. I'm assuming it. From what I can tell, it sounds like it's like a metaverse game where literally it's just loads of games within a game, and you can be whoever you want in the game. And it's just you could create stuff like Roblox.
There's streams on like PlayStation 4, and it's supposed to be big, but then none of us have even like known if it's still a thing. It's just like literally a little big planet with some extra tools.
Oh, Dreams, yeah. That was weird, that game. I never played it, but yeah, I've heard about it.
Me neither.
I'm trying to think of some games that look cool. There was a really cool looking game.
There's also Goats. There's also like Goat Simulator 3.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And there's Return to Monkey Island, and I was just thinking, that's interesting. It's coming out on September 19th, but people are just somehow dogpiling on it because of its art style.
I like the art style.
But according to according to one of the developers behind it, I can't really catch his name, but he says that he decided on the art style and he's very happy with it. But now he's just like hasn't spoken too much about it because of a huge backlash on it. And I think it doesn't really deserve that backlash. I think the gamers are expecting a more sensible art style or something that is more cartoony, just like I think there was a sequel of it in like 1998, The Return to the Monkey Island. It's just like it's like really zany and really colorful. But I think the thing is, I'm not that divisive on it. I think I can grow with that art style, and I think it just like gets this Psychonauts vibe. What do you think?
I think it looks good. I think it looks a bit weird, but it looks good. The art style is like kind of like flash animation a little bit. It's like hand drawn a little bit. It's basically like he was saying, like, I don't want to make an 8-bit game. I want it to be, if we release the game now, what it would look like, and I think that's fair enough. I think it looks decent. I'm not like fussed about it. Apparently, if you pre-order it, you get horse armor, but you can't actually use the horse armor in the game. That's like the big pre-order. So it's just an item in your inventory that you can never use, which is hilarious.
Oh my gosh. That's
Horse armor
ridiculous.
Horse armor jokes in 2022. Way.
Wait.
Did you see where the wind?
There's Genshin.
Oh, go on, I'm sorry. Get to the Impact.
There's Genshin Impact 3.0.
Yeah.
So, do you play Genshin
Nope.
Impact?
Nope. I don't. But I've heard people like it. I'm not fussed, but I've heard people like it.
I haven't got into it, and I'm not interested to play it.
No.
But people around me are just like playing it and showing screenshots and fan art of it. So, anyway, there's also Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think it was like a film once, and now it's just getting some kind of game adaptation.
It is.
Did you see a trailer for
Yeah,
it?
it's basically like Dying Light or whatever, like Friday the Friday the 13th, the game. You know, like 4-on-1, like survival multiplayer. Like it's like one of those type of games. It looks interesting. Killer Clowns. I'm not. Yeah. The one like. The game I was most looking forward to is Where the Winds Meet. I don't know if you saw that one.
No.
It looks interesting. It looks like it looks very much like Ghost of Tsushima, like kind of art style, like Chinese like art, and it's like it looked gorgeous. It just looked like a really cool game. It looks like it might be like a almost like another Dark Souls type game, maybe. I don't know, but it looks really pretty.
But is it set in China though?
I think so, yeah. I'm not 100% sure. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I think that's what. I think he said it was based in China, from what I heard from the. Well, I think that's what Jeff Keighley said anyway. It looks cool. I need to definitely look. I need to look more into that. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff shown.
Yeah.
There was a massive list of stuff. The finals sounds interesting, which is like made by people who used to work on Battlefield, and it's like a first-person shooter, but it's based in a game show. So it's like the last person standing. So it's kind of like if Fall Guys met Battlefield, I guess. I know it looks weird, but it looked kind of cool at the same time. Or like Squid Game, I guess. I don't know. Like last person standing gets the prize money. Yeah, it looks interesting.
Oh, the finals.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm not.
Yeah. I think it might be the case of, like, I don't know if it's going to be gory. I haven't seen a trailer.
No.
But then there's like Fall Guys and there's like Cuphead DLC on right now. So
Who knows? But that's pretty much it from Gamescom. I mean, was there anything else you wanted to discuss? Like we get up to about an hour now, but I was just saying, there wasn't that much that jumped out at me. Like the game that I was most looking forward to, as I said, was Lies of P, and Lords of the Fallen looks kind of cool as well. But nothing like mind blowing. There wasn't they announced Elden Ring 2 years ago, and that blew everyone's mind. But this year there wasn't that much like anything that mind blowing there. Dead Island 2, they thought.
Gamescom. If it wasn't for the podcast today, well, I mean, anytime. Like if I wasn't a regular on the podcast, then I would be completely missed out on like Gamescom. Like not even aware of it, because all I really care about now is just like E3, and then it's just like Gamescom and other bits like that, and just like
I mean Games Fest as well in there, like E3 time. But it's like QuakeCon and I think QuakeCon. I think there's some other stuff going on at the same time. So there's other conferences going on at the same time, but yeah, all the big announcements were apparently from this one, and it wasn't anything that big. I feel like 2022's been a bit of a meh year in general. If it wasn't for Elden Ring, I'd be a bit let down, to be honest. 2023 though is going to be awesome. That's what I'm just counting on now. Is next year going to be awesome? I hope. Fingers crossed.
I was thinking, like for 2022, it should be called the delay loop.
Delay loop. Yeah. Just delay everything. Everything is delayed. Like I said about High on Life, that was delayed last week as well. That's been delayed to December. It was supposed to be out in September. It's been delayed to December. Everything gets delayed. Every single game. Why? Why must everything be delayed? It's COVID for you, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we can wrap this up. But Gamescom, I don't really care about it, and I don't really have any strong opinions about Gamescom.
Same.
But you, I just wanted to hear your rating on this out of 10.
Out of 10.
How'd you rate it?
I would give it a 4 out of 10, probably.
Give it a low one. It was pointless. There wasn't really much there. There was a couple of things that were like, okay, that was cool, but really, it's not worth watching the whole thing for 2 hours. I knew that going in because I said I usually do a recording of my reactions, and I was like, I'm not even going to bother reacting to it this time because I know there's not going to be much there, and I was right too. So I'm glad I didn't.
At this rate, I would not be pre-ordering anything. In fact, doing it will be just like suicide because of how things go on with the cost of a living crisis.
Yeah.
But if I got that extra money, I'll probably build my Switch backlog. But even if I just stopped Game Pass, I still have a bunch of games for me to catch up on, like Control, the Lego games, etc. So I got quite some catch up to do.
Me too.
So
I've still got loads to play on Game Pass. That's why I'm playing Prey at the moment. There's going to be a lot to play. So, Game Pass. It's worth just playing Game Pass all the time. That's pretty much all I ever do. That is the episode for today. That is episode 15 of Xbox The Box in the can. We're all done. Gamescom was interesting, but not anything groundbreaking. We will be back hopefully next week. Fingers crossed, if everything goes alright. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we go?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit rough this week and the next week. And it's not just about the family visit. I think it's just there's a bunch of things happening a lot towards the end of August. But apart from that, it's just once I get out of it, I should be able to enjoy the yapping on Halo Infinite. But I think it's just it's been a really exhausting summer. It's really hot.
Yeah.
And now there's just a lot of humidity. So I'm just trying to survive. But hopefully we can survive to do an extra episode next week. Otherwise, it may probably change. It just depends.
Yeah.
But I just really hate things that just get in the way of enjoying talking about shit on the podcast. So
yeah, I understand completely. We always have fun on the podcast. So thanks for joining us.
Me too.
Again. We will see you guys next week, I guess. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Too sweet. Later, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.